Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss CBSE class 10 marks chapter 7 coordinate geometry. We are going to discuss the first example in this video. So before we get into the example, we'll just do a quick recap of the concepts which we learnt in the previous video. We learnt about the distance formula wherein it was x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square under the root. Okay, you can also write it like pq square is equal to, without root you can write that x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. You can do it in either of these way. And we also saw that if x1 and x2 are interchanged also, then there will not be any mistake. Okay, then because it's going to come under the square, so even if it is going to be a negative number, when it is getting squared, it will be the same. And we saw that when it is going to be from the origin, then the position of point P from the origin is going to be what? Root of x square plus y square. So all these we saw. So where do we use these distance formula? So what kind of questions will you come across? See, sometimes you may get questions like to verify the shapes. Okay, if you are going to take a rectangle, okay, for a rectangle, what you can say? You can say that the opposite sides are equal. If all sides are equal, you can say it is going to be a square or a rhombus. For opposite sides are equal, you can say it is going to be a parallelogram or a rectangle or any of these. Okay, so likewise you'll be able to ask, you'll be asked to find the distance between 2 points randomly, or in terms of questions related to graph. Okay, or they might give you a point x comma y with 2 points p and q. Okay, and where they will say, so this is going to be O, they will say OP is equal to OQ. So find out here, this might be some 1 comma 3, this might be some 2 comma 3. Then they'll ask you to find out the distance. Okay, so in that case what you will do is, with having x comma y itself, you can solve for the equation. Okay, they'll ask you to find out the equation. So all these are the type of questions which you will come across in this topic under the first exercise in this chapter. So now let's get into the first example, children. So first example, we are asked to find if these points are going to form a triangle. Okay, they are asking us to find out if these form a triangle, and if they form a triangle, they are asking us to find out the name the type of the triangle formed. Okay, so first let me take these points as P, Q and R. Okay, let's take P as 3 comma 2, Q as minus 2 comma minus 3, and R as 2 comma 3. Okay, first what we will do is, we will find out the distance of all the sides PQ, QR and PR. Okay, so we will get the value of the distance. From that we will check if we can name the type of the triangle formed. Okay, so first we need to know the formula. What is the formula for PQ? We know that we can first, we'll do it like PQ square, so that every step you need not very consciously put the square root. Okay, so this is what I generally tell my children. So when you put square here, it will be easy for you, you can avoid some mistakes. So PQ square, you can write it as x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Okay, when I am taking P and Q, so I am going to take P as x2, let me take Q as x1. Okay, so then what will be there for PQ square? So PQ square you will have, so P as x2. Okay, so P as x2, so x2 minus x1, so it will be 3 minus of minus 2 the whole square. Okay, plus 2 minus of minus 3 the whole square. So what will it be? 3 plus 2 the whole square plus 2 plus 3 the whole square. So it will be 3 plus 2 is 5. So it will be 5 square plus 5 square, which is going to be 25 plus 25, which will be 50. What is 50? PQ square is 50. So what is PQ? PQ is square root of 50. Isn't it, children? So this is one value which we have got. Okay. So we can even find out this value. Okay. So wherein if you find out this value, you can still get the value under the root. So that we will do it later. We'll see if there is a necessity and then we will do it. Okay. So this is one part of the question is over. Okay, next I'm going to do for PQ, next I'm going to do for QR. Okay, so when I'm doing for Q and R, okay, let me write R as x2. Okay, I'm going to write R as x2 because when we have the positive in the x2, it will be easy to do. Isn't it, children? So R is going to be my x2, which is 2, 3. So this is my x2, y2, and Q is going to be my x1, which is going to be minus 2, minus 3, which is going to be x1, y1. Now substituting for the formula for QR square. So what you will get? X2 minus x1. So you will get 2 minus of minus 2. So now you know minus of minus 2 is plus 2. So I am writing it directly here. 2 plus 2 the whole square plus 3 plus 3 the whole square. So what will it be? 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 square plus 3 3s are 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. Sorry. Okay. This is a mistake. Many of you make, children. So please don't make that mistake. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay. So it will be 6 square. So what will this be now? 4 4 is 16. 6 6 are 36. You are going to get the answer as 52. Okay. So this is what QR square. Okay, so now if I need to find out QR, it will be square root of 52. Okay, so these are the two values which we've got. So QR square and QR. Next, what we need to find out? We need to find out for PR. First, we'll write down the results. So for PQ, PQ square, we got it as 50, and QR square, we got it as 52. Now this is RP, this is RQ, this is RR. So now I am going to do for PR square. Okay, let me take P as x2, y2 and R as x1, y1. So what will I get now? 3 minus 2 the whole square plus 2 minus 3 the whole square. So it will be 3 minus 2 is 1 square plus minus 1 the whole square, which will be 1 plus 1, which will be 2. PR square is 2. So our PR is what? Root 2. Okay. Now we've got our PR square as 2. Look at these three values, children. You can see that your PQ square plus PR square is equal to QR square. Isn't it? Because PQ square is what? 50. PR square is what? 2. What is your QR square? 52. So this is going to satisfy. Under what condition will you get this? Only using the Pythagoras theorem. Isn't it, children? So using that, you get this PQR as a right angle triangle. Okay. So if you have P here, your PQ square plus your PR square will be equal to what? Your QR square. So what is your PQ? PQ is root 50, PR is root 2, and here you are getting it as root 52. Okay. So you can even try this by finding out the root separately, value of the root separately, and then try checking it out. Okay. So thus we have got the name, the type of the triangle. Therefore we can say that the triangle PQR is a right triangle. It is a right triangle. Is it clear, children? Are you able to understand this? So this is how you will have to do these kind of questions. Okay. So depending on the question, you will have to go into the solution. Okay. So looking at the question, you can check the diagonals, you can check for the sides. Okay. For example, if you have a rectangle and if you have a parallelogram, okay, so if you have these two, for both of these you can see the sides are going to be, so the value of the sides will be similar only, opposite sides will be equal. But here you can talk about the diagonals. The diagonals will be different in the case of parallelogram, whereas for a rectangle the diagonals will be the same. So like this you can check for the sides and the diagonals and then differentiate for the questions. Is it clear, children? Have you understood this? Yes. So this is how you will have to do it. So we'll see all these on the upcoming questions. We have more types of questions, children. We'll see all these in the upcoming videos. Thank you, children.